Hello, lovelies. Welcome to, or welcome back to, the Dollhouse. I am your yarn host, Kira. And this is attempt number 3 or 4 at doing this. But it's hard to keep the YouTubes consistent when the health levels aren't consistent. So, doing my best. I wanted to show you guys that I finally did finish. I had a couple shorts made. I wanted to make an earthy, foresty cocoon sweater. But the yarn I had picked out, I don't have great color theory for whatever. I am the first person to admit that. I generally ask my oldest about colors that go together because he has more color theory art background than I do. But I didn't ask anybody, and I just started doing. And by the time I got to about this big, I realized that my woodsy, foresty sweater was actually camouflage colored. Which is not a bad thing. It's really not a bad thing. It's just not what I was going for. So I figured I'd make a blanket out of it instead of a sweater because I really don't want a camouflage colored sweater. And I've been trying to do, what I can when I'm feeling okay. And when I went to this English, Kira, English, do you speak it? When I went to do the border on this blanket, it really made me realize how much I have not been paying attention to what's been going on with me. Because I've always said I don't make perfect products. I make handmade products with love and some cuss words and probably a missed stitch or an extra stitch. But, I do my best. And sometimes when you see a mistake, it's like, okay, well, I'll frog that back and I'll fix it. But I didn't notice this till I went to make a border. I just did a plain, is that double crochet? Half doubles? I just did a plain half double, I think, on this. Oh, that's double crochet because I tried to keep the height. Is that a half double? Is that a half double? See where my brain is? I just did a basic half double. So, sometimes corners are good to mess up. Sometimes you forget to put those extra ones in. I managed to get through this whole blanket. All of my corners have the right number of stitches. They're all square and beautiful. I will say that starting from this black row, this corner is perfectly done. Why it's right here, I don't know. but it doesn't really affect the structure or the warmth of the blanket. I, the only thing that I can figure out is I was crocheting a lot with the cat on my project, so I'm crocheting around the cat. So I have no idea how I did 5 rows of an extra corner. I have a 5-cornered granny square. And you know what? I just left it in. It gives a character. Nobody said your pieces have to be perfect. Nobody said you have to overly stress about your pieces. Nobody's judging you unless you're entering them in a competition. Then that's kind of the point. That's where the judging comes in. But honestly, if you're cold, you're not going to care that this blanket has an extra corner. Though I will say, this is the first larger piece I have done using something beyond a basic acrylic. This is all Premier Anti-Pilling Medley. That's the black and the brown that are actually called black and brown. And these are the Lion Hometown. I want to say Hometown, but that doesn't sound right. This is the one time that I do not have an extra label on my floor. It's the same one I used to do the trim on my birthday shawl. The green is called Joshua Tree. And I do believe the beige is Grand Canyon. But it's one of those things that it's pretty. It's soft. It smells like cat. I don't know if that's a benefit for you. That's a benefit for me, but everything in my house smells like cat. Not like stinky cat smell. Like that. Smushing your face into your cat's fur and taking a good inhale. See, some old people do that with babies. I don't like sniffing the youth out of children. I will sit there and huff my cat's fur, though. And it's warm and it smells like cat and it's comforting. And there's a difference between smells like cat and stinky cat, because stinky cat does not smell like cat. It smells like stinky cat. But we're getting way off yarn topic. Your stuff doesn't have to be perfect. If I can make a 5-cornered square and I still think it looks good, your stuff doesn't have to be perfect. There's no reason to stress out. I'm trying to figure out, I've been making a lot of elf hats lately. A little tassel on the end. I don't know if this one is too small. This one might be too small for my big old head. Oh, no, it's not. It's not too small for my big old head. This one is, I love this yarn, I hate this company, in the color Herb Garden. You can see my seam. Don't look at my seam. But this brought up the conversation the other day I had with one of my friends. I would like to know if there is a committee that reviews some of this stuff of the yarn companies. Is there, just one guy at a computer that he's like, okay, that sounds good, we'll make that a thing. Or a committee that like sits around and says, okay, well, this yarn is pretty together, so we'll make this a skein and then we'll name it this. Because whoever decided that this was like the best idea for color combinations, I'm not sure I get you. I'm really not sure I get you, but it made a nice hat. And I added all of the colors into the tassel. This is Kaleidoscope from I Love This Yarn, I Hate This Company. I have a lot of single skeins of the variegated I Love This Yarn, I Hate This Company, because I bought a lot of them on eBay when I first started out. And once I found out about the company that sells it, I don't want to give them my money directly. I don't want them to have any of my money. So if I need something that I can only find from I Love This Yarn, I Hate This Company, I will eBay it. Because sometimes you need a certain texture or a certain color, or, you know, sometimes you just need to. That's what eBay's for. Nicotine of the day is Holy Cannoli in French toast, 6 milligrams. I got that one for my birthday. So I haven't been doing a whole lot of yarning lately. I've run into a bit of a kerfuffle with my health. Thank you to those that were concerned and contacted me. I appreciate the concern. I'm okay. It's just my normal is not everybody else's normal. Several years ago, one of my friends on Twitter called it my rest and digest nerve. My vagus nerve was severed several years back. And that's when a lot of this stuff has happened. And now we're finding that I have damage to my phrenic nerve, which is one of the nerves, one of the two main nerves that runs through and controls your diaphragm. So I have discovered the term intractable hiccups. If you have never had hiccups for 3 hours in a row, I hope you never experience this, because it is not fun. And we've been throwing different medications at it and trying to get things under control. Because when you hiccup too much, sometimes you can't breathe. And breathing is good. I thought my hat was lumpy, but I think it's just my hair. I need a haircut. So my hair is lumpy. But content. I can't keep putting off doing a video because I don't feel good, because then I'll never get anything done because I don't feel good. But it's my normal is ever evolving and changing, and we just, when new stuff pops up, we just figure out how to deal with it, because what else are you gonna do? So beyond that, I got nothing new. I am, when I have the energy, I am boxing up hats and scarves to drop off at a couple of our local community centers. I have shawls and lap blankets packed up for hospice. somebody suggested our local Helen Graham Cancer Center, but I don't know what the restrictions are on making hats for cancer patients. I would assume there's got to be some kind of fabric pattern, something restrictions, because medical stuff, because I know that there's fabric restrictions, and there's anything from like Project Linus to knitted knockers, where you can make knit or crocheted breast prosthetics. They have certain yarns that you can use. I have not figured out how to do that yet, but I plan on figuring out how to do that once I get a sock machine, if I ever get a sock machine, or if I ever get brave enough to play with the Centro some more, because, you know, the Centro is over there mocking me. But the Centro was just frustration and screaming, and I don't need that right now, so it can stay mocking me. But yeah, so, you know, the business isn't doing really good with the way the economy is, but I'm donating like crazy. I figure it's better that somebody's using it than it's, you know, sitting in storage. I have no use for that stack of 12 hats, but, you know, there's a couple people that might need a hat. So that's basically what I've been doing when I have energy to do. So yay. So, little update. I'm good. I'm good-ish. This is my normal, so your mileage may vary. So I will be back when I have, I don't know, something important or energy to babble at you. Remember not to take your crochet too seriously. It's really, it's supposed to be relaxing, and your hobby is not relaxing if you're stressing out over it. And if you can't laugh at a 5-cornered square, I can't help. It's just, sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself, because it's not that serious. It's yarn. It's not that serious. Don't let your hobby stress you out. Don't let other people stress you out about your hobby. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now, because I need meds and a nap. And more nicotine. I still find it odd to think that I used to light things on fire and have to sit outside in the rain to do this. Alright, lovelies. Don't take yourselves too seriously. Because it's just... You can stress yourself into an early grave, or you can just use it as a moment to laugh and step back and reassess. Because sometimes you need that. And the universe sent me a 5-cornered square so I could reassess things. Alright, keep on keeping on. I will be back when I have energy to be back. The usual bells, whistles, algorithm things. I try to note that I see all the comments, and I try to comment back when I can. So if you want to leave me a comment, you want to send me an email, I get to those when I can. I'm not ignoring anybody. It's just time priorities. Be kind. Be kind to yourself. Sprinkle kindness like seeds. It's free. And the world needs more right now. Until next time, lovelies.